If you're tired of those annoying storage full notifications and endless monthly subscription fees, you're not alone. Hey everyone, today I want to give you a quick mid-2026 review of the Synology DS925 Plus. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a brief introduction of the device, my hands-on experience setting it up, the total cost of my build, and most importantly, the things I would do completely differently if I were starting over today. First, a quick primer. The DS925 Plus is a NAS, which stands for Network Attached Storage. Instead of plugging a normal external hard drive directly into one computer, a NAS connects to your network. It essentially acts as your own private cloud, allowing multiple users and devices to access, share, and back up data from anywhere. This specific model features 4 drive bays, giving you plenty of room to expand. My main motivation for getting a NAS was simple. I was done paying for iCloud. I was on the $2.99 per month plan for 200 gigabytes, but my family and I completely maxed it out. Staring down the barrel of another subscription upgrade forced me to look into a more permanent solution. When I started researching, my choice came down to Synology and Ugreen. I ultimately went with Synology because the reviews universally praised its plug-and-play software, even though it does have a few quirks I'll mention in a minute. Within the Synology lineup, I was torn between the DS925 Plus, the DS725 Plus, and the DS425 Plus. The DS725 Plus was out because I specifically wanted 4 bays for future expansion. The DS425 Plus was out because it only comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM. While I considered upgrading the RAM myself, the added cost and hassle just didn't seem worth it. So, the DS925 Plus was the sweet spot. Let's talk numbers. Due to the current market, both HDDs and SSDs are feeling pretty inflated right now. Here is what my setup cost. The NAS enclosure, $511.99, caught a small sale on Newegg. The storage, 2 4TB Synology hard drives at $209.99 each. I also got a 400 GB M.2 NVMe SSD from B&H for $434.99 for SSD caching, which is supposed to help make the system a little faster. One important thing to note about compatibility. When the DS925 Plus first launched, Synology essentially locked the system down to require their own branded hard drives. Luckily, they reversed this decision, so you can use third-party hard drives now. However, because I wanted to set up SSD caching, I still had to buy Synology's proprietary M.2 SSD. They haven't lifted the restriction on the cache drives yet, which definitely drove my total cost up. I am currently using an uninterruptible power supply, UPS, for the NAS. I already owned this unit from when I lived in California and had to deal with frequent power outages to protect my PC. I'm happy to report that the setup was exactly as plug-and-play as promised. All I had to do was slot in the 2 hard drives, pop in the M.2 SSD, plug in the power, and connect the Ethernet cable to my router. From your web browser, you go to finds.synology.com to connect to your Synology NAS. The system walked me through the rest. For my family, this is primarily a photo backup machine. I have to say, Synology Photos works incredibly well. The iOS app feels very similar to Apple's native Photos app, which made the transition seamless for everyone. I'm also dabbling with Synology Drive as a potential Google Drive replacement, though I haven't migrated much over just yet. Now, for the most important part, what would I do differently if I could start over? Number 1. Skip the M.2 SSD. I really should have thought twice before dropping over $400 on that caching drive. For my specific use case, which is 90% backing up and viewing photos, I'm not entirely sure the cache is doing much heavy lifting. It's overkill. Number 2. Reevaluate the UPS. If I were buying everything from scratch, I'd probably skip the UPS, since power outages are incredibly rare for me now. Note, if you live in an area with an unstable grid, a UPS is still highly recommended to prevent data corruption. Overall, the DS925 Plus has been a fantastic purchase. I was able to confidently cancel my iCloud subscription without looking back. Do I wish the initial hardware was cheaper? Absolutely. It's going to take several years to recoup the upfront investment compared to a $3 or $10 monthly fee. But having complete control over my data, and a massive amount of extra storage to grow into makes it feel entirely worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.